It was a wonderful autumn night. The stars were shining with stunning beauty. I had always wished upon them, hoping that I would get what I wished for, but nothing. I wouldn't say I was disappointed, as that's what I expected. To me, things were logical. The classic childhood stories of stars granting wishes and the mythical men in the moon were nothing but tall tales for me. I knew that the stars were giant plasma balls, billions of light years away, fusing hydrogen to make helium, keeping them stable. It never shadowed my imagination of magics that were related to these exquisite balls of light. I actually quite enjoyed the thought of wish-granting stars. It took my mind off of having to live alone. My parents abused me when I was perhaps about 5 years old to 9. I'm 13 years old now, and the years of abuse never left. I was taken to an orphanage. It isn't as lovely as you think it would be in a changed time, but it isn't as bad as it was in the movie Annie. I, specifically, get picked on by both adults and children. They say I am ugly, that I could never be loved. I believed them. I don't know what pretty looks like. If what they said is true, then I want to be pretty. The ones they adore are the ones who have highly defined cheekbones and lifted eyes. They have color alterations to their face. Some have brown or pink alteration to their eyes, black or red alterations to their lips, or shinies on their cheeks. This night, I decide to sneak their skin color changers and work on my own face. I thought I did a good job until everyone laughed at me. They said I look like a clown. What they say must be the truth. It just must be. I rotted in shame that day. The very next, someone came to me and was nice to me. She took my hand and put what she called makeup on my face. I turned towards the mirror beside us and looked at myself. I looked more spectacular than I usually did. I felt happy for the first time. I loved it. I stepped out of the room, and everyone still laughed at me. They said that the makeup made me look more disgusting than normal. Some of them genuinely threw up. This made me snap. I ran and cried. I wasn't seen for the rest of the day. That night, I snuck into the kitchen. I took a typical kitchen knife and tiptoed to the bathroom. There, I closed and locked the door and lit a few candles. I slowly took the knife and carved the fat to my cheeks out, revealing the sides of my teeth. I then removed the extra skin between the chin and my neck. My jaw was visible. I cut from the outer corners of my eyes, up slightly, looking like eyeliner wings as blood ran down my face. I sliced off the chunky bits of my nose, making it just a skeleton nose. My companion walked into the bathroom and looked at me. She lunged towards me, trying to grab the knife, but I intervened and stabbed through her neck, killing her instantly. I giggled slightly. I continued to my bully's room and thought that I would make him pay. He heard my trying to get in and sat up. "Mrs. Williams, is that you?" he sleepily asked. I didn't respond and got into his vision. He slowly looked up at me and froze. I cocked my head and asked, "Am I pretty now?" He widened his eyes in fear as I showed him the contents of my face. He tried to scream, but I shoved a cloth in his mouth and tied him to the bed. I slowly cut out his tongue and eyeballs so he could no longer see what he thought was ugly. I carved out his heart and nailed it to the wall so people could see how heartless he was, and wrote on the wall in blood, "Oh, my pretty little Evan Clyde." I killed him without guilt. I have a lot of work to do.